Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. He says that maybe it is time for Republicans to begin the boycott operation and start with perhaps the MLB. Senator, good to see you today. Do you think that's the way to combat this, to do sort of an eye for an eye?
Well, you know, they started it. Major League Baseball wants to boycott the whole state of Georgia, including Atlanta. They've already gotten rid of the All-Star game and the draft, and they're doing it because they don't like a Republican law, a law that actually expands voting and doesn't contract voting. Georgia now has more early voting than New York has, so it's kind of ridiculous. Even the facts don't meet what they're trying to do. But my point is, yeah, if they want to boycott us, why don't we boycott them? This is the only thing that will teach them a lesson. If Coca-Cola wants to only operate in Democrat states and wants only Democrats to drink Coca-Cola, God love them. We'll see how well they do when half of the country quits drinking Coca-Cola, when half the country quits using Delta.
Yeah.
So the thing is they're all woke, but they're really doing something that is against the financial interest of every business. Publicly traded businesses usually don't get involved with politics because it hurts their bottom line to make half the country unhappy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think we can find ourselves, we think we are already divided. You know, as I said before, wait until there's like red soda and blue soda. In on everything. And it's interesting to me that Charles Barkley has spoken up about what he sees going on in the world. And as he sometimes does, he sort of put his finger on this. Let's put it up on the screen and tell everybody at home what he said. He said, "I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp on money and power. They divide and conquer," says Barkley. What do you think, Senator?
Well, there's some truth to that, but it really isn't the right or Republicans using race. It's the left using race and saying everything is about racism. So any kind of grievance they have, they say the filibuster somehow is racist now, even though most minorities and people in the minority always supported the filibuster because it defended specifically minority rights. But the whole thing about this, I can't imagine they're boycotting the Georgia state law, and yet they do business with China. China's never seen a free election. China's now putting people in jail for over a year at a time for speech violations. And yet they do business with China, but Georgia expanded their voting. They added early voting. They have more early voting than Delaware and New York, and yet they're punishing Georgia because they think it's somehow some sort of Jim Crow. These people holding up Jim Crow, signs need to remember it was the Democrats who instituted Jim Crow across the South. It's the legacy of the Democrat Party, and what the Republicans have done in Georgia is expand voting access, if you read the bill.
But, you know, it's such a shame because really people do need to read what's in the bill. I've read what's in the bill, but it becomes a society where it doesn't matter, where they're hoping you don't read the bill, Senator, where they're hoping that all you latch on to is that they've called it Jim Crow 2.0, that President Biden came out and said it was, despicable or whatever word he used about this law. And as you point out, Delaware has more restrictive voting laws in terms of the times that you can vote, the days that you can vote, than Georgia does. I mean, they do count on people not actually paying attention to some extent.
But I think facts do matter, and this is why there needs to be a broad range of news outlets. So there's not just one set of news outlets that are shaping the news to one opinion. And I think we still do have a broad range. And so there are outlets like yours that are broadcasting both sides of this, and people are going to be able to figure this out. There's no way they sweep this under the rug. And so I do think that there's all these people who are woke, but now even the woke, like Stacey Abrams, are starting to see, oh no, what have I unleashed? Just lost my state $100 million in revenue. Stacey Abrams and the Democrats cost Georgia $100 million in revenue because they complained about something they didn't read, and they said about it that wasn't true.
Governor Kemp said it was the biggest flip-flop since John Kerry. Stacey Abrams' take on that. Thank you very much, Senator. Good to see you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.